Okay, so hello and welcome to today's newest reaction video, reacting to Serge Gatari's most recent I made $10 million using AI. If you're just starting out, check this out video. He posted this one day ago. Okay, as I mentioned, if you want all of the up-to-date news on how to build, scale, and just get info on the AI space in general, then subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for post notifications, as I am super dialed and a bunch of content is coming soon. In fact, the content is getting in better quality because right now I figured out how to use OBS over here, as you can see. So the layout is a bit more high quality. I still have to see what the final result looks like, but subscribe. It definitely encourages me to produce more content for you, as well as we're on a mission to hit 1,000 followers by 1st of August. So we have just about a month. It's the 2nd of July right now. So subscribe. I appreciate you. And without further ado, let's get right into the video.
I've been jumping on a few calls with a few founders who are interested in getting help in launching, validating, and scaling their AI offer. People who are either maybe getting started and people who have already been.
Fun fact, by the way, Serge was the first kind of guy in the business agency space with who I invested to initially scale my agency. Think it cost something like almost 10K back in the day. This is 2.5 years ago, and highly recommend. Super dialed. I'm actually going to film a pod with him in Montreal tomorrow. So once again, subscribe to Serge, to myself, to check it out when it gets released.
The only thing that changed was I picked a market that I could access, and the thing that I was selling them was the thing that I had solved for myself, which was, how do you use VAs to get meetings? It was affordable. It was predictable. It was like, if I come to you and I say, hey, I can do 100, 200 outreach a day on your behalf, pay me $1,000 a month. It's pretty straightforward. Most people building companies today, especially in the AI era, are going to make this mistake. They're going to have in mind a specific market they want to go after. And then they're going to do cold email. They're going to do cold outreach. They're going to do all things, try to sell people this thing that they think is good. But you're going to waste 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years of your life selling to people you can't easily access, and most importantly, selling them something they don't even care.
That's actually a big thing. And just from, for example, my perspective right now, we launched a campaign about a month ago, ads campaign on Facebook, to target real estate teams. But our thing, what we were realizing, is that our cost per book call was way higher than when we used to target like just business owners or businesses with 5+ more employees, and any other niche that we used to be, solar, local biz, all that stuff. And we realized that it's because of the TAM, the market is actually so, there's just less real estate teams, right? So then our costs go up, and then it becomes just a pain in our sales process to scale, right? Because you're doing way less, like 5x less calls, and then your closing percentages stay the same, your show up rates stay the same. So yeah, you have to consider how easy it is to reach those people. So then now we still have that campaign going at a lesser budget, and we decided to go after realtors, and that's been pumping out quite more consistently and at lower costs.
Let me show you the 7 traits that we focus on when picking markets. We want people who have a high customer lifetime value, meaning their clients are worth $10,000 or more over their lifetime. So if I go to HVAC businesses, they're probably going to make $10,000 or more from their customers. If you go in solar, they're probably going to make more than $10,000 from their customers. If you go after service providers who sell services, marketing services, consulting services, their client is probably going to be worth over $10,000.
I would also say a business with a lot of volume, for example, dentists, chiropractors, people don't necessarily spend $10,000. I mean, maybe over a couple of years, and depending if it's like an Invisalign or stuff like that, but they just have so much volume. Like if you do run an ad for a dentist or a chiropractor, or a physio, they just get a bunch of leads, like super cheap, so that even if the LTV is not $10,000, it still makes it really worth it, and you can charge premium prices.
So that's important. Visible pain and urgency. You need to solve a pain that they cannot live that they cannot ignore throughout their life. Meaning, the reason why people were throwing me their $700 here, $700, $4,000, $900, is because they needed meetings for their business to function. It wasn't a, oh, it's cool, I can get back to it whenever I want to. It wasn't like, oh, can I help you do content? Oh, but I don't want content. Like, I can get back to it. It was without calls on their calendar, they die. Okay? The next thing was fragmented.
That's pretty intense, but it's true. It's true. Like when I was in Airbnb marketing, for example, and we didn't do that, it was kind of a pain, but like I've never had that low of a cost per book call. I think it was like $3 per cost per book call, and people were just paying $1K a month retainers, like right away, one call closed, let's go, let's do it, just because like they needed the bookings to, cut even or make a bit of profit at least on their properties.
Competition. There needs to be a market of a bunch of people solving this problem in a weird way, but no one solution that is great. Okay? The next one is you need to have them be, they're under leverage with AI. They need to not have fully adopted AI. So you cannot sell AI to people who are in the world of AI. As one example, I see a lot of people wanting to go after selling to tech companies, but it's like those people are already tech first. Like they're running technology companies, so they understand AI probably better than you do. So stay away from those people. Okay? And the next thing we want to solve is there needs to be a high recurring need. It needs
high recurring need, and I'll let Serge make his point, but if you're watching this video, your company valuation is directly related to the amount of monthly recurring revenue. I cannot say this enough. I'd rather have a client pay me whatever less upfront and have a recurring revenue coming from that individual than collecting, say, 10K, 20K upfront, but they never pay you again, because it's just so much easier for cash flow management, for your expenses. Your company valuation goes through the roof. For every dollar that you have in a recurring revenue, you can do easily a 4 or 5x to determine the value of your company. So if you're doing like 20K a month, that would be times 5. For example, you'd be doing 100K a month valuation, so 1.2 mil. Your business is easy worth at least like 1 mil, 1.2, 1.5 mil, depending on other factors, of course, but it's a really, really big thing is having that recurring revenue, and it gives you that peace of mind. Okay, I can't state how many times just having that recurring revenue has allowed us to stay in business, cover costs, at least cut even at the end of the month, especially when you're not running any marketing, you're building. You want to have that recurring revenue, and at the end of the day, it's just a better, like that's business, it's having revenue just coming in consistently.
To be an ongoing problem, meaning you can't try to solve one-time problems. You need to be like, oh, what is the reoccurring thing that they deal with over and over, or that they need more of over and over again? Because that means that you're going to get recurring revenue and you're going to be able to retain them, or the thing you sell to them that solves that reoccurring problem makes your solution way more valuable. Okay? As an example, integrating one system may not be as valuable as integrating AI agents that set calls for a business. Like as long as they need calls, that AI setting agent can be worth $50 to integrate, or it can be worth $50,000 upfront, because the value of it is dependent on the value of the thing that it solves. And appointment setting is a great value for different businesses. And of course, growing or transforming, there's like a transformation happening and a platform shift. But here's one of the most important things that I think changed my life: the ability to access the market you're going after easily.
Big thing, once again, the real estate teams versus realtors argument. You can still market to one, but I wouldn't base your entire company. If the decision makers, it's really, really hard to reach them. It's much easier, at least at first, while you're building up your company, to go after industries that are really easily contactable, basically.
Find and reach buyers through paid ads, outbound, or communities. The reason why I scaled so fast is because I had access to the right people without even, I could literally wake up, open my phone, and I could find who I wanted to sell to. It's the same thesis we have with our clients. We're not launching businesses where we cannot acquire clients through paid ads, and we need it to be affordable. Accessibility to the market you're selling to is the most important variable ever. Forget about the thing you're even trying to sell them. Nobody cares about the thing you're trying to sell them if you can't access easily. If you can't spend, I mean, I was making this video yesterday. If you can spend $50, $100 and get sales calls, get out of that market, right? We have this client who launched his ads, and in the first 24 hours, booked 4 calls, spending $500 a month on ads. This is the key that most people will never tell you. They're just saying, "Oh, focus on AI, focus on AI, focus on AI." No, 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 no. Don't focus on AI whatsoever. Go acquire clients.
Well, Serge's mannerisms, like I don't know anyone else that I've never watched any other person post Loom videos besides Serge, just because his mannerism and his way of talking. Just so interesting, man. It's so funny, interesting, like, and entertaining at the end of the day, although it is extremely educational as well.
Access the market. Do you even know who you can go after? To the degree that you can access the people you want to sell to the degree that you can then focus on a problem, a pain that has high urgency, that they are fully aware of, and then use AI to solve that problem, will dictate if you go from being broke in your basement, faking as if you're actually smart, like I was here, going through all these courses, being disciplined, meditating every day, to the degree that you can focus, solve that problem, will dictate if you can go from either you stay stuck in this niche, in this problem, selling stuff that people don't want to buy, and you only make 5, 10K a month in 6 months, or you start getting $25,000 wires to your bank account, because even if you're still commoditized like I was here, only getting $1,000, $1,500 per client, at least you're getting a shit ton of people to buy from you. Okay? Because if you can access them, who cares if you even sell them $500 ticket? Nobody cares, because you have hundreds of them that you can sell to, right? But of course, to grow, you need to become a premium. So for me, 12 months later, I pivoted from selling a commoditized done-for-you thing to actually building and releasing these appointment setting systems and teams into their businesses, right? So November 2021, I scaled to 60K cash per month.
No, that's wild. Like, just as a comparison, like 23K in a year and then going to 36K in a day is crazy. And once again, we've had like a 25K collected day, but that's like consistently, 1 mil in a quarter. Like, that's just, I mean, that's goals. That's goals. That's all I got to say. Let's get it. Let's get it.
For the following year, November, I was making 100K a week, 97K a week, 96K a week, and I crossed my first $1 million in 90 days, and $500,000 in 4 weeks in cash collected. But you see, this would have never been possible. Like, this was only possible if I solved this problem first, which was...
That's true. Okay, and that ties into my latest video reacting to Liam Otley, where he's talking about starting AI service consulting businesses where you actually charge high ticket for audits for massive companies, and then you can actually train their teams and then do implementations. But he mentions that the only reason that he's able to do that is because he was in the trenches for a year or two actually building and releasing the AIs and the AI agents into various companies across various industries. So that makes him the expert that he can then go ahead, charge that premium high ticket up front for the AI consulting, basically. So if you're in the trenches right now, I'm in the trenches right now. We're just releasing and building infrastructures for real estate, but for a couple of different industries as well. Like, just believe in the process, build as long as you're collecting, as long as you're raising capital so that you can stay liquid, then continue what you're doing, because at one point you will have your brand, you will be established in the industry, in your local area, in your provincial area or state area if you're in the US. And then that's where you really get to these exponential, 100K a week type stuff. Okay, but you have to start from the trenches. I see a lot of people trying to skip to the end, and I used to try and do that. Skip to, oh, I'm an expert, pay me high ticket. It doesn't work like that. People can see through your BS, basically.
Solving for the right market that has high value. Their customers have high LTV. They have a visible pain. Like I wasn't selling them like, oh, can I come clean your car? No. I was like, hey, you want to live your dreams? This one problem is keeping you from living your dreams, and I can help you solve it. But you're going to have to pay me 10, 15 grand. Boom, they pay it. Fragmented competition. It was a fragmented market. No one was a winner, right? AI wasn't there yet, but my mechanism with VAs. So right now, the same trend that is happening with AI, back then it was with VAs. Like people wanted VAs. People didn't necessarily know how to get VAs to do outreach for them. So I took advantage of that shift to kill it, okay? And it was super easy for me to reach the people that I was trying to sell to. So if you can understand this with your AI offer, you can change your life. But please don't focus on the AI whatsoever. Focus on who you're trying to sell to, okay? And make sure they're accessible. If you need help with it, you can always message me on Instagram, Serge Gatari. If you need help with, building your offer, building your acquisition, we have a lot of data on a lot of different markets that work because we've sold in so many markets, different systems. Then, just message me. We'd love to have you join our community of people building and releasing a lot of these AI growth solutions.
Yeah, so that's kind of the CTA, I guess. So really solid video from Serge. Highly recommend you subscribe to him. I've been subscribed for 2.5 years. Once again, he's the first guy subscribed to, bought his implementation, and he's probably like most of my initial business knowledge, because obviously you always have to do self-education over the years, but initial business knowledge, Serge gave me a really, really solid foundation. If you're just starting out, highly recommend you check out his videos. Highly recommend you subscribe to the channel. Once again, we're on a journey to 1,000 followers by July. So subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.